G'day tubers and welcome to part 17. Not too many of these to go now. We've only got about 7 days left in Tassie. This is Port Sorell. Just nothing really here, only stayed a night or so. Did a little bit of coin detecting, found $2 and an earring. So there you go. From there, guys, we moved back to basically the centre north, if that makes sense. Or the centre of northern Tasmania, Ulverston. We didn't stop here on our first way around, but yeah, we're going to spend a few nights here and then it's pretty much on the boat. But no drone footage once again. It is blowing a gale and the temperature has dropped down to about 10. So she's pretty bloody fresh, and I'm sitting in the van at the moment because, yeah, it's not worth going out, I tell you. As I mentioned, tubers, it's pretty cold and miserable, so we're just going to reflect a little bit. And I haven't told us yet, but some peanut burned up the transmission in Zuki. How did he do that? When you flat tow this thing, you're supposed to be in neutral in the transfer case, which is there. Some idiot had it there in 4 low. Now, I towed it all the way from Georgetown to Port Sorell. Not a problem, didn't notice anything, The moment I got to Port Sorell, put the thing in gear, into drive, put it into 2 high, and it wouldn't even budge. So the only way you can drive Zuki now, because I've burnt up the tranny, you got to put it right in the first, second, then third and fourth from there. If you just put it into drive, she won't budge at all. Reverse is okay, but yeah, that just goes to show, for that little bit of movement there, just like that, was enough to screw up the transmission flat towing it. So there's a lesson learnt there. But yeah, that's going to cost me a little bit of money when we get back and a little bit of time, but that's travelling. Been prospecting on the beach again, guys, and what do we got? Horseshoes, nails, tent pegs, bits of wire, some shiny car parts off some bit of trim, some lead sinker, a half penny. That's pretty old because it's dated 1960 and they went out in 63. And a little gear sort of thing here I'm holding in my hand. I'm trying to clean this up and find out what it is. I don't know what it is. If anyone's got any ideas, I'm all ears. Well, so much for gold detecting, coin detecting. You're not going to get much gold on the beach, I don't think. Ended up getting about $10 worth of $2 coins and a 1960 halfpenny, as I mentioned, which cleaned up fine. If I did my research correctly, they are worth a lot of money. They're worth at least 30 cents. So I'm going to retire on that. No, not quite. We'll be, once we finish in Tassie, which is coming up very quick because today's the 1st and we're on the boat on the 4th, we'll be regrouping at home a little bit. Got to do a bit of work on Zooks, as you know. Van's pretty right, just wants a bit of a clean up and tighten up a few screws. And then we'll be going to Central Victoria to do some gold prospecting and maybe a bit of shooting. So this is definitely not the last video, guys. This is just the last one out of Tasmania. Well, what have we learned in 2 months down at Tassie? Number one, it's an amazing place. I think, having not seen a bit of Australia, but a lot left to see, it's probably one of the most beautiful natural places in the world. Some areas, it's almost prehistoric. You would almost expect a dinosaur or Tyrannosaurus Rex or something like that to come over the hill. It just looks that prehistoric. You're on the beaches on your own and that sort of thing, in the bush on your own. It's incredible. Except for the real touristy spots, as we've spoken about. Tasmanian people are lovely. I don't think you could walk down the main street of Melbourne and say hello to someone without them thinking that you're going to attack them or something like that, which is a shame. But that's what the cities are. What have I learnt on a camping and caravanning level? Lots of silly little things. It's you've got to be a little bit more careful on your own. Just with reversing the van and things like that, you can't always see exactly. And we put a little mark on the back of the van, which I'm not happy about. But if I didn't show it to you, you wouldn't even see it. So things like that, setting up on your own can be a little bit fiddly, especially if it's raining and that. But, other than that, no, nothing really. The motorhome, the Great White Elephants ran a treat. Zuki's ran a treat. Costs vary a lot in caravan parks. They go from anything from 15 to 50. I think it depends on the time of the year and whether they like the look of you and so on and so on and so on. So if they don't like the look of you, well, I'm screwed. But anyway, that's another story. Prices of stuff seem to vary on the population. In other words, the less people there are in a town, the more prices go up, but that's to be expected. Stuff's got to be transported, and transport's not easy through a lot of these hills and mountains. Some of the roads are wide enough for, the Great White Elephant, and that's it. So, that doesn't matter. Amazing place. What else? Weather's not much different to Melbourne, really, except just a bit colder in the mountain areas and that sort of thing. But no, it's I will miss Tasmania. Been a beautiful place, and I'd like to visit again someday. Didn't end up doing any shooting at all. I was looking forward to a bit of shooting. Didn't end up doing any. What else have we been up to? Lots of walking and that sort of stuff. Plenty of good walking tracks down here. But no, everything went easy enough. You know what I mean? It's all cooking and showering and washing, all that sort of stuff was all pretty straightforward. Plenty of dump points and all that, so that was easy. All the people were lovely. As I say, caravan parks, most of them were quite good. The really good one at Huonville that we spoke about. Other than that, so it's on the boat on Saturday morning. I've got to be there at 7, so I'll be up bright and early. We'll just go to Devonport for a day or so because it's right round the corner from the boat. And we'll get back and, as I say, regroup, and there's more to come, guys. So I'll get the last couple of videos of Tassie up. Actually, talking of videos, free-to-air TV. I mean, I don't watch a lot of it at the best of times, and there's a reason for that, and that is because it's garbage. But anyway, that's another story. Down here, it's great. Like, you get ads for stuff that you can spray on your sheep to stop them getting fly blown and that. I mean, maybe that's the norm in rural Australia or the mainland, I don't know, but I just never seen ads like that before. It's quite strange, and it's very, it's strange in that sense. It's, the Melbourne news will come on first, and then it's the Tasmanian news, and it's just, it's very, very different the way they do the free-to-air. But as I say, not being a huge fan of it, it doesn't really bother me. But just as I say, stuff to stop your sheep getting fly blown. So it gives you an indication. But I tell you what, guys, just finishing up now. But I think the highlight of all of everything I've seen in Tasmania was without doubt the Devils. They are just as you've heard me talk about them before, amazing little things. I'm going to miss seeing them. That's they're just incredible. They're just an amazing little critter. So I'll miss a lot of the wildlife, the wallabies and that. The roads are plastered with wallabies. I think they call Tasmania the roadkill capital of Australia. But heaps of dead wallabies on the side of the road. Saw a couple of devils, unfortunately. Of course, I think I've mentioned that the story is the wallaby will get killed. The devils will smell it and go out in the road and start eating it and get run over himself, which is very sad. Well, any animal's getting bowled over is sad, but I mean, it could be the non-native stuff, couldn't it? But anyway, that's another story. But I'll miss the devils. So, tubers, that is part 17. Finished, completed, done. As I said, there'll be a lot more to come. It just won't be in Tasmania. It'll be on the mainland. Have fun, guys. I'm going to talk to you all very, very soon. See you later.